we're here. Yep, the NCAA basketball tournament is in full effect. We're at the Final Four. We give our thoughts as to what's going on. There were no really big upsets. The state of college basketball, is it good? Is it bad? What is the deal? I feel like Seinfeld. What is the deal with this? Then we talk about the NBA with the playoff picture, whether or not old players could play in today's game. We talk about the NHL with Alexander Ovechkin going for Wayne Gretzky's record. We even talk about the Torpedo bats of the New York Yankees. So give us a listen. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, Blue Sky, and YouTube. And like and subscribe, leave us a comment. We'll get back to you. Welcome to the number one local sports podcast in Central Florida. This is Sandlot Sports. I am Adam Capison. I'm here with Dorian Cody.
What's up?
And a guy who may have drunk-tiled people, but never about war plans, BJ Thomas.
Never about work plans. If I'm drunk, we will not be talking about work.
No. There may have been some booty calls in the past, but never war plans.
No.
So, well, BJ, I had a rundown, but I want to kind of continue the conversation we were having before we started. I know we have the fan group chat with our fantasy football team, and the conversation became about NBA bust. And somebody brought up Greg Oden, and I wanted you to reiterate your thoughts on Greg Oden.
I don't think Greg was a bust. I think he was betrayed by his body, but it was probably actually a generational talent.
Yeah.
So it wasn't drinking, gambling, or a poor performance. It was just his knees don't work like everybody else's knees.
Would it be fair to say that Zion's in that same boat, or no?
Here's the thing about Zion. You can't say that Greg Oden didn't take care of his body to some degree. I just wonder if, what about Zion?
Zion's problem, as I said earlier, is he can't stay away from cherry pie. Both the figurative and literal cherry pie.
I don't think porn stars is cherry pie. I think porn stars is like zebra cakes or something.
Okay, fair.
I'm just saying.
So go back to the Warrant song. She's my cherry pie. Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she is. Those aren't cherries. Those are herpes.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Sorry about the herpes. So, we'll get into college basketball. This is the time of year where we pretend to be Charles Barkley and we pretend to know more about college basketball than we actually do. I wanted your guys' thoughts. We're now to the Final Four. All four number one seeds made the Final Four. The Sweet 16 was basically all big boys. I think the lowest seed was number 10 Arkansas. So I guess my question that I'm going to pose to you guys is, I know it's just 1 year. So is this a fluke, or is this a sign of things to come because of NIL and transfer portals and all of that?
Maybe, but I'm very happy with the NIL's done for college basketball because it was on its way out.
Mm-hmm.
It was dying quickly, and now it's like, oh, we kind of care about it. Florida put together a crazy team, and Cooper Flag's the best player in the country, and like the buzz around college basketball is back.
Yeah, and I will admit, growing up, I mean, college basketball was big. It wasn't quite as big as the NBA because when we were growing up, Mike was, progressing the NBA, but it was huge.
I would argue that would depend on where you lived.
That's fair.
Because the people up north in the Northeast were watching Big East basketball over everything.
Okay, and here in Central Florida we didn't. So I'll say that. But yeah, it tapered off, especially when kids were going straight from high school to the pros and the one and done. So I agree with you. NIL and transfer portal saved college basketball. But I also think that I don't think this year's a fluke. I think if you're a good player on a smaller school that the big boys missed out on, they'll
come get you.
They'll come get you now. Look what happened to Michigan. Michigan was 8-24 last year, completely rebuilt their roster with a bunch of transfer guys, and made it to the Sweet 16.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
and
don't I don't have a problem with that being the process. I just don't.
I mean, think about it. I mean, if you go out in the world and you apply at one of the best jobs out there and you don't get it, so you kind of go apply to someplace else, you get there, you work your way up, and then the other company goes, oh, wait a second, that guy's pretty
Yeah.
good, let's snatch him. Okay.
Have you noticed in this country that everybody loves capitalism until capitalism happens to them, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this isn't fair. It's like, no, wait a second. These are the rules we all agreed by
Yep.
that you voted for every year.
Yep.
So shut up with your non-competes. Shut up with your, oh, they stole my talent. Treat your talent better.
Yeah.
There you go. You don't want him to leave, pay him more.
Yeah.
I'm confused. This is the market we all agreed upon. What are we upset about, guys?
Yeah. Y'all are just upset that we're using your game against you.
Yeah, yeah, that drives me nuts. What are we upset about? The agreed upon rules? It's like getting Monopoly and throwing pieces across the board because somebody put hotels on Boardwalk.
Yep.
Shut the fuck up.
No, they're unhappy because they're no longer in complete power.
Yeah.
That's all.
So wait a second. So wait, you do want your capitalism with a touch of communism. I'm confused. Like, I don't... Is you just want the communism for the right people?
Yes.
Oh, I get it now.
Socialism for me, capitalism for you.
I just figured out American government.
Yes.
I should be a professor.
Big C option, that's the American government.
Yeah. Mm.
No, but
Well,
yeah.
At least we did some civics today.
Hey, look at that. We get past the service class, unlike most of the country.
Shows for everybody.
Yes. So, but I agree. NIL has saved basketball, and not just because of all the movement, but we talked about it last year with players like Zach Edey. Zach Edey would have left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so, like Caleb Love at Arizona, he would have left. He would have been a second-round draft pick, probably playing in the G League. Now he got his NIL money. He'll probably be a late first, early second-round pick. The dude from Florida, Walter Clayton Jr.
Yes.
That
He wasn't. He didn't even have a star
no,
when he was recruited.
no. And that dude got to get paid. And I'm hoping that dude get paid by the Magic.
Me too. That's the kind of point guard we need.
Yes.
That is the kind of point guard we need. We'll see though. We know how the Magic are.
They'll probably pull some guy from like Finland or Norway or something who'll never play.
And then hold on to his draft rights for 20 years.
Hey, they still, there's still hope that Fran Vasquez will come in here and play.
There can't be.
I hope not. He's probably 50 by now.
This franchise, I tell you, just sell it to Shaq. Just sell it to Shaq.
Please.
Just do it.
Just please.
And I was getting online today. They're getting ready to retire Dwight's and T-Mac's jersey.
They retired Dwight's number the other night.
Yeah, and they're getting upset about T-Mac retiring number 1, but Penny doesn't meet one of the 3 criteria.
Wasn't it like length of stay or something?
Yeah, no, it's be elected to the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Okay. Well, I mean, there it is.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. Man, I wish Penny was, but unfortunately, the knee thing cut his work.
There's
his
another
body
guy.
of work short.
Another guy that he was not a bust. Had his body not betrayed him.
Yeah, one knee, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe it was one knee.
And I will put this out there. Had Mike Bianchi not betrayed the city of Orlando, I don't think Penny's body breaks down.
I want you to know I worked with his nephew.
Bianchi?
Yes, and I told him, I said, you know your uncle's an asshole, right?
What'd he say?
And he goes, what do you mean? He's young. He was young. I had to
okay.
explain it to him. I was like, yeah. He was like, he ran Shaq out of town. He's like, what? And I said he had to ask some dumbass question in the newspaper and ran Shaq out of town. He was like, "Oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
your uncle, terrorist."
And I'll ask this question to Dorian: Who hurt the Orlando Magic more, Rob Hennigan, Mike Bianchi, or Doc Rivers?
Um, I say, um, I say Doc Rivers 1, Bianchi 2, Hennigan 3.
Yeah,
Because
that Tim Duncan shit.
yeah, that was yeah,
You
that's
talk. We would have had. You don't think Tracy would have stayed if Tim was still there
Oh, easily.
yeah,
and let the Magic figure it out?
yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Tracy McGrady was supposed to be a lifelong Orlando Magic player, or at least till the money and the performance didn't make sense like every other cap having sport, and they have to move on from him.
Which
That's
okay,
what happens.
cool.
Yeah,
If
that would've been
McGrady was
cool.
here for 10 years and he's a cap casualty after that, fine.
So what? That's I still love Tracy. I still love Tracy anyways, but it just sucks that the Rockets got like a few solid years out of him
Mm-hmm.
that the Magic could have had.
And he was a hometown kid. He
Yep.
wanted to
Yeah.
play here.
yep.
Yeah, wasn't he from like
Daytona.
Was it Auburndale?
Yeah, yeah. He's from
Mainland,
Auburn.
right?
Vince is from Daytona. Vince is from Mainland.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Vince is from Mainland.
If I'm not mistaken, I thought T Mac was down by Auburndale.
Maybe.
Yeah, yeah, he is.
He
Yeah,
is
he's from
okay.
Auburndale. Also, too, people don't realize, but I think T Mac was all state in baseball. If I'm not mistaken, state
I,
of Florida.
I think I saw a clip of him speaking about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was all state. Because he said if basketball didn't work out, he said he was definitely gonna either play out of school or try to get drafted because he played. He did outfield and I think he did some pitching, but mostly outfield. Um, Speaking of people from Florida, I was reading up, and Walter Clayton Jr. is from Bartow,
Oh,
Awesome.
Florida.
Awesome.
He was going to transfer. Well, he was going to Lake Wells High School. He transferred to Bartow High School. And you're right, he wasn't even mentioned out of high school, but he ended up. I think he went to Iona, and then he transferred to Florida.
I know he transferred to Florida. I forget where he went.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
yeah. He
what.
started off at Iona, then he transferred to Florida, and now he's about to be a first round, if
Those
maybe a
two,
lottery pick.
those 3 minutes he put on the other night, classic.
Mhm.
And I gotta fully confess, I missed it. I fell asleep after dinner and woke up and was like, "Oh shit, the Gators played." And I went to turn it on, gone. And so I'm catching highlights on the internet. And I'm like, "No way!"
I,
Like, dude, he went ice cold, just
Yeah.
jacking him up, running
Like,
back. When a guy runs back to the line to shoot a 3-pointer, that goes against what every coach would say. That goes against what every player on that floor wants you to do. He knew it. He knew it. I'm on. I don't care. Nothing in this stadium is going to stop me from shooting this rock.
yeah, they
was
were
great.
down 10, and I'm like, okay, it's over. Fine. Texas Tech has it. Cool. Turned the game off. Went to put my son to bed. Pull up my phone. Went, what the fuck just happened?
I love it. That's
Like, and that mentality is what's going to translate for him. Just the I've got this.
yeah.
I'll get on
killer.
my back. I've got it.
Straight killer. That
Yep.
was fun to watch.
Yeah.
That travels anywhere.
Yep. I don't
That'll
care
make
who
you a
are.
player in any league.
Yep. I mean, he may not be an all-star. He may not be all NBA. He will have games where he's like Deion Waiters. Come in, play 10 minutes, score 15 points.
But who knows?
You don't.
Nobody knows anything about this kid. They didn't know about him coming out of high school. That Iona didn't know what they had. Well, they did. They couldn't afford it. Florida's the
It's
only
the
one
second
that's known
option.
anything about him. Yeah. So, man, I don't know. It's just it's awesome.
Yep.
It's awesome. I hope he does well.
Yeah. Florida has a couple of guys on their team that's pretty that has a killer instinct. I think number 15. I can't think of his last name. Is it Frazier?
I'm
Number
not
15?
familiar with the roster, to be honest with you.
I'm
Yeah,
literally pulling up as we're talking just so like I can sound like I know what
Yeah.
the hell I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
number 15. I think his last name Frazier. Uh, that kid
Martin?
reminds me, huh?
Number 15 is Martin.
Martin. Yeah, Martin. Yeah, number 15.
Again,
Martin.
we're just going to pretend like we know what the hell we're talking about.
the kid, I think his name is he's either Hugh Hugh.
Yeah, how Haugh.
Oh, Hugh. Here we go again. But yeah, but that kid, he hit some daggers too in that Florida Texas Tech game to where like they play fearless.
Hmm.
Um, so
That's the
they're
best
exciting.
basketball to watch.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know, I think coaching like summed up a little bit. I don't know if you know this, but when you're racing, a motor runs its best right before it's going to blow up. And I think coaching finds a way to keep you right under that blown head gasket.
Hmm.
mm,
You know what I mean? And I think that's where the Gators are right now. Is that coach has got them running the best that engine's ever going to run, and, and it's either going to keep going or blow out. Like it's one or the other. Two things are going to happen. They're
yeah,
either going to be. I mean, because to be down that much in a crucial game, and to still have the intestinal fortitude to do that,
Yeah.
man.
yeah.
Yep.
And we talk about what's the kid Walter.
Walter
Mhm.
Clayton.
Yeah, we talk about Walter, but you have to remember, and this sounds so simple, but it isn't these days. The other guys didn't mess it up either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know unnecessary fouls, not too many turnovers, nothing that couldn't be overcome. So that team did quite a good job not screwing that comeback up because we all know one tipped ball out of bounds and that can just shift the whole momentum of a college basketball game.
Right.
So that was a great team effort.
It's so funny. I was talking with my daughter about her volleyball matches, and we were talking one time like when you're down, like you can either just do one point at a time, one basket at a time, and just focus on the one thing so you don't screw it up because you know
Yeah.
that one mistake will screw your entire momentum and you're done.
Yeah, they sure can.
Yep. And that's what actually happened in the Auburn Michigan game because obviously I was watching that one when Michigan was up 9. Okay, Michigan goes up 9. Everyone's happy. I think there's like 11 minutes left. Auburn comes down, nails a 3. The next Michigan possession, throw the ball away. Auburn hits another 3. Game's over.
Mhm.
Just that right at that line, and you're done.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, the tournament to me, like the basketball has been better. There haven't been the big upsets. There haven't been like a lot of the amazing buzzer beaters. But the basketball I think has been better this year than in previous years, and I think that is the transfer portal.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said before, I think we talked about it last week. When I said that uh, how the NIL is working now, these mid majors is like the G leagues to the blue bloods, right? Because what's happening is these tournaments, you got the Carolinas, the Dukes, and the Kentucky's like, oh, you from St. Mary's, I like you. Guess what? I'm gonna come pay for you after this season. So they grab him. Oh yeah, you from what? Fucking Loyola Marymount. Okay, I see you got skills. Hey, I'm gonna come pay for you. And they just picking them out. So the tournament now is a showcase of, hey guys, hey, pick me, pick me. I want to come play for your school. You pay for me. And that's what happened.
But that's increased the level of play also.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're out here showing out now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's showing out.
Now,
Yeah.
now instead of having 20 players across 15 teams, you've got 20 players across 5.
Right. Right.
Well, not, but what also what Dorian's saying though, the people at the small schools are like, hey, look at me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget about me down here doing 28-8. You know, come get me.
I'm
Right.
curious where Gonzaga goes after this.
Mm.
Because that is the smallest of small schools.
Yeah.
But they have made the tournament every year since we were in high school.
Yep.
Okay? They've made the final. They've made the Final Four a few times. They are a basketball powerhouse.
Mhm.
They are also a school that's about the size of 2 Leesburg high schools.
Yeah.
So where do they go from here?
Mm.
Who's this
Are,
again?
Gonzaga.
are they private?
Yes.
Okay. So do they have that like Notre Dame type vibe?
It is a private Christian school, yes.
Mm.
What you trying to say? Say what you're trying to say.
I'm just saying,
What you trying to say?
do they make more money within a Power Five conference or without it?
Are you trying to send them down the Notre Dame route? Go independent?
I mean,
I don't think they have the branding.
They don't. That the problem is they are only good in basketball.
Are they Christian or Catholic?
They're Jesuits. I don't know where that
Yes,
falls.
Catholic.
Okay.
What level of guilt is involved? 'Cause I'll tell you, Catholic guilt. There's probably people watching Notre Dame games because they think they should.
Like, could you see, like, for basketball, like Gonzaga in a Big Ten?
No.
No.
And I will tell you, because the Big Ten, ACC, SEC, and the Big 12, to be in those conferences, you have to be in every sport.
I didn't think about that.
They will not allow you to be just kind of a onesie twosie. The ACC kind of had that with Notre Dame, and they said, no. Every sport, you have to be in there, and that's why they have that scheduling deal on football. And they're still trying to get them to be completely in there with football. So, not going to happen.
I see. Yeah. If that's the case, yeah, they're probably going to stay where they're at. What is it? The Mountain West?
West Coast Conference.
West Coast Conference. Yeah.
What does this even mean anymore?
It doesn't mean a damn thing. It really doesn't. The only thing it'll mean is kind of what you touched on earlier, is a team like Gonzaga, a team like Mount St. Mary's, or St. Mary's, whatever it is, where they can go, hey, consistently we are 28-7, we are 30-7, because they're not playing the big boys. Whereas a team like Auburn or Florida is like, hey, we may be 27-10, but look at who we played.
Right. Right. Level competition. Yeah.
I mean, because look at the Final Four this year. It's Florida, SEC, Auburn, SEC, Duke, ACC. Duke basically just lives in the Final Four, and Houston. One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah.
Say that, but Houston's been coming up in sports.
Yes.
Their
Specifically
football team's
basketball.
not a speed bump. Well, their football team's not a speed bump anymore either, and hasn't been for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not like world beaters. We aren't going to see them compete for national championship, but you don't schedule Houston for the homecoming game.
No, they're not Northwestern.
Yeah. Just
Right.
trying to shit on Fitzgerald over there.
No, he's not coaching anymore.
Who's coaching there now?
I forget, but yeah, Pat Fitzgerald got fired because he was hazing kids.
Yeah, look, now they suck.
Shoving things up their ass for hazing.
Haze the children.
So I'll look up when I have a second to see who's coaching at the Western football. But yeah, it's not Pat Fitzgerald. He's suing to get his job back, but no.
I don't think that's how that works.
No, that's not really how it works. Bob Knight tried that. Didn't quite work out. So I do want, this will probably be one of the few times we talk about this, but I do want to talk about baseball. Okay?
I can try.
We can try. I don't know if you guys saw what happened over the weekend. Obviously, baseball is back. It just started out. The Yankees played the Brewers?
Oh, you're talking about the barrel bat?
Yeah, the Torpedo Bats is what they're calling them.
Yeah, whatever. They just, Jesus.
Dorian, do you know anything about this? What they've done?
No.
Okay, so apparently it took 150 years to figure out that where I hit the ball on the bat, if I put more weight there, the ball goes further.
I didn't think you could alter the bat that much.
I didn't think it was allowed.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
out either. Yeah.
And then they're talking about a new design. I thought there was some like regulatory like approval process or something.
Yeah.
And then no, like they're using it in games. I'm like, wait a second here. So we just get Gallagher and his mallet out here now? Like what the fuck? Crushing cantaloupes and shit. No,
I
but
think.
that seems unfair.
Well,
We
and
need to increase our batting average. Yeah, that we probably should get a new coach. No, just make the bat bigger. Yeah, do that.
I saw the Cubs put in an order for him too. I'm like, okay, wait a second here.
What's good for the goose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it all started because they were playing. I think it was the Brewers, um, and the first three pitches of the game were home runs for the Yankees.
That bat got cork in it? No, sir, but it's fucking huge.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I think Judge hit the third one. You can see him going, "Uh oh."
They just used, they just must have used the mold off a 2 liter bottle or something.
Dink.
That bitch is huge. I looked at it, I was like, damn.
Yeah. Damn. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah,
Like it's actually a subtle difference, but the idea behind it's like, is that not cheating? Feels like cheating. Like imagine if you weren't hitting jump shots, so you just like attached a goal that was a 1/4 inch wider. There we go. This'll fix it.
Everything goes in.
Yeah. Now you got centers out here jacking up threes and shit.
because like I heard what they did because because apparently the rule is the bat has to be so many inches long, the barrel has to be so many inches wide, and then and it has to be made of wood. It cannot be made of metal. That's really the only rule. So what
Here's
they
the thing.
did.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So it weighs the same, but they took when they made the bat, the barrel of the bat, like the big thickness piece of it, they just made that heavier and made the handle lighter.
Mm.
So it fits the Major League Baseball regulations somehow.
They probably took a page out of Tom Brady's book.
And it took an MIT professor to figure this out. I'm like, wait a second.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Is like, I just think that sports people should not be allowed to use the nerds that they pick on. Like, if you're picking on nerds and all that shit, you don't get to ask them, "Hey, man, how do I hit better?" Well, we're just gonna make you a bigger bat. Actually, just go in that canoe and get that oar.
Yeah.
And start slapping it around.
Imagine if they use metal bats. God, woof.
There's actually, I'll find it. I have it saved somewhere. I have a video of a Major League Baseball player taking practice swings with a metal bat. I don't even know how to describe it. It's violent and it's loud, and it would probably a line drive might kill somebody.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's actually why they don't do it because it would literally kill the pitcher.
And this is we're not talking about Aaron Judge. We're talking about just a Major League Baseball player, like just your average Major League Baseball player, not some 6'6" gargantuan like. I have it saved somewhere.
Yeah, because I think if a Major League player uses a metal bat, I think it comes off the bat at like 150 miles an hour.
Which is insane.
Yeah. So there is no reaction time. There's bing, boom.
It's not funny, but I can totally see somebody getting like chucked in the chest.
He hit the ball so hard, it almost had a crunch like a wooden bat too. Like there was almost it's not just the ping of the metal. There's something else behind it, and I was like, holy shit. Pretty impressive.
Yeah. So we will probably talk about baseball later on in the year, but when that came up, I was like, oh, okay.
And what are we doing here?
So now another topic that we never talk about, but I am going to do it because I am the producer and I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Listen to this guy.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about hockey here for a second. So Dorian, just calm down.
I like hockey actually.
Okay. So Alexander Ovechkin, he is now 3 goals short of tying Wayne Gretzky's record for all-time number of goals. Now, the funny thing is if, again, Gretzky has the record for career goals. If he never scored a goal, he would still have the record for most goals plus assist.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it got me thinking. Obviously, Ovechkin's probably going to break it this year. What other record out there would be just amazing if someone broke it? Like, are we talking like Tom Brady's touchdown record, Steph's 3-point record, something like that?
Mm. Well, first and foremost, the Super Bowl record. I mean, the top 7 Super Bowls.
And Mahomes might break that.
He's on pace. I mean, him losing this last Super Bowl didn't help him, but I mean, but yeah, he could. So for me, it's a Super Bowl record. As far as now, Floyd Mayweather's boxing record going 50-0. Anybody not losing a boxing match, that's crazy. Like being able to beat that record, going like 51-0 in any boxing level, was heavyweight down to bantamweight. That's a crazy task to do.
I think the Iron Man stats, Cal Ripken's stat, AC Green, I think those are going to be tough.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah. I just don't think people are wired to be that tough. They're going to set it out and let it heal rather than fight through stuff. And
Yeah, because people forget that Cal would get hurt every so often. He twisted ankle, hurt his wrist, and he would go out there and still play.
so I don't know. I think the Iron Man stats are tough. I think so much value is put on offense anymore in a lot of sports that it's likely that the offensive NBA stats and the offensive football stats will fall eventually because there's so much premium put on the offense.
Do you think anyone's ever going to break Wilt's 100? Or even come close to Kobe's 81?
I don't. Those last 20 from 81 to 100 seem like the hardest. Like the other sets of 20s don't seem like they'd be so tough.
Yeah.
But that last 20.
And people forget that he got that 100 because they just kept fouling him.
Yeah.
Because he shot free throws like Shaq did. He just had an on night. So, I think you're right. I think, yeah.
100's 100.
100 is 100, however you get it. But I think you're right. I think 81 will be approached. Because didn't Booker get 70 a couple years ago?
2 or something?
So, I mean, it'll get approached, but I think you're right. I think that last 20 to get to Wilt.
Yeah. And you got to remember, Kobe taking 81, there were some pretty terrible shots in that.
Yeah, there were some Kobe shots in there.
There were some Kobe shots in there. So, and like, you got to remember, I think I would like to see it, but from the 60s to now, the average like wingspan of an NBA player, the average height of an NBA player has all gone up. So the measurements of the basketball court have it. So shots are getting harder to come by. That's why they keep backing up and launching them from the damn half court line. Speaking
of that, I'm glad you mentioned that. So Rick Barry, I don't know if you guys saw it, but he did an interview and he said
Yeah,
if I were to play in today's NBA, he says I'll be the best player in the league. He said the reason being, he said the training, the working out, the technology that these NBA players have. He says back in my time we didn't have that shit.
No.
He said we just went out there and played. He said if you give me a workout regimen, you give me a dietitian to be able to control what I eat. He said I would own the NBA. What are your thoughts on that? Rick
Didn't
Barry.
he also say something about all the space they play with?
Yeah.
All that matters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he's right. They didn't get to work out like these guys do.
Yeah.
Shit, honestly, Rick Barry probably can't work out like you can at Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
Well, and this is always my argument when people talk about, well, if you took Steph Curry back in the 80s, so he couldn't play. Are you picking
What
him
do you
up
mean?
like a time machine, plopping him down, or are you bringing him up in the 80s? Because I
Right.
guarantee you, if he came up in the 70s and 80s with that shot, he'd be just fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know though. Look what they were doing to Isaiah and shit. You think Steph's gonna make it all the way through that with two bum ankles?
I don't think Steph's driving.
You had to.
I think if you took Steph Curry right now with his shooting touch and brought him up in the 70s and 80s, I think he's launching from 30 feet before he's even being picked up and making it. But and to Rick Barry's point, if you took Jordan and put him now, or Larry and brought him now with the training regimens and the medical attention, it's over.
Yeah.
Because if you took Larry Bird, gave him a proper diet, proper medical attention, proper shoes,
Hmm.
his
Yeah,
career's
you ever
choices,
walked? You ever walked a foot in those Converse shoes?
there's no support.
Fuck those things. Walmart has better shoes than Converse does.
Yeah.
Back then, now they do. Like holy
Yeah.
shit.
And my daughter wants to play volleyball in Converse. I'm like, the hell you are. You will break something.
I'm gonna save you some money. If we're gonna get Converse, we're just gonna go to Kmart or something. Get a better shot.
But it's an interesting question because, like, if Pete Maravich, let's take him for example, okay, if he came up today, let's say he was at LSU 10 years ago, so he's in the NBA now. What's his average points per game?
Pete Maravich, the way he
Pete
was scoring
Maravich.
back then. I don't know.
Mm.
I wouldn't expect it to be less than 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Does that sound unreasonable?
yeah. Okay, do you know what his career average in college was without a 3-point line?
Was it like 39?
I keep going up.
42?
His career average of points without a 3-point line, 44.2 per game in college.
Oh, wow.
And in the pros, it was 24.
Wow.
Again, and he would. And this wasn't a. I'm just gonna drive to the basket constantly. He was shooting. They said that if he had a 3-point line, didn't adjust any shots, just shot from where he shot, but they put a 3-point line on him. I think he would have averaged in college 55 points a game. I think is what they said. Because he was just shooting.
Let's see.
You know,
55 points.
yeah. You give a guy like Larry, you say, you have a green light to shoot threes whenever you want. A guy like Del Curry, Steph's dad, green light, shoot threes whenever you want. And matter of fact, hey, Steph, we're going to put you on a team with Shaq. Have fun.
I was wondering about Dennis Scott, but he kind of just camped.
Yeah.
I don't remember Dennis Scott being a lot of motion based because there wasn't going to be a whole lot of motion.
It
He was like the Oliver Miller of small forwards.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of his movements when he was at Georgia Tech. And after that, you didn't see him put the ball on the floor a lot. He was catch and shoot.
Well, because a lot of it was go into Shaq, have Shaq do his thing. If double teamed, have him throw it out, and wherever the double team was coming from, that's who he would pass to, because that was an underrated piece of Shaq's game was his passing ability. And if the guy cheated off Dennis, well, there you go.
I remember Donald Rolla could hit a few threes
Mm-hmm.
as long as he was sitting in one spot. Jeff Turner, those guys did all right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like if you took their talent and plopped them in today's game, where everyone has a green light and there's more movement. Rick Barry's right. He would dominate. Could you imagine the Showtime Lakers in today's NBA
Mm.
with as fast as they would go up and down the court, with as great as a floor general as Magic was, with Worthy and Green and and Magic didn't really shoot, but yeah, that team and Kareem down low.
Mm. Yeah. I got a feeling Kareem of today would be a more healthier Embiid. What I mean by that is like um Kareem would be like more dangerous to the point to where you know he would have a 20-footer shot, right? He would the sky hook in today's NBA. I don't know if he even would use a sky hook because he'll be able to do other things, right?
Well, and that's an interesting question because the sky hook was unblockable.
Hmm.
Like because the way he did it, you could not block it,
Right.
and he was lethal with it. If you take that away, is he the cream that we know?
How you plan on taking that away?
That's my point though. That's what Dorian just said though. He said that if he becomes a shooter, he doesn't develop the sky hook. I'm like that's stupid.
He
Well,
was
no,
hitting
no,
hook
no,
shots
no,
from
no,
like
no,
12,
I didn't.
13 feet.
Yeah, I would say that. I was just saying like because in today's NBA, like a lot of well, maybe he may have kept the sky hook, but I know like a lot of the centers like they don't really use like his sky hook. They most of the centers now they either hit jump shots or they do it's more pick and pop. Some still rebound because you have your Jerkic or your Jerkic, I think his name, who played for the Suns, but now he got traded. Uh, you got you got Joker, the Embiids, all those guys. Like they don't use a sky hook. So I'm thinking like maybe if he grew up in today's NBA, would he even develop a sky hook?
I think Kareem would have.
Yeah.
And and this is something because I was talking to somebody there like Shaq couldn't play in today's NBA. I'm like you are effing stupid. Yeah, yes, Shaq can't shoot threes. I would not want him shooting threes.
Right.
I would want him down on the low post, abusing Draymond Green like a stepchild.
Yeah. But who knows? Because I've seen videos of Shaq in practice, and he's draining
I, that's fine. I don't want him shooting them. I don't want Wendell Carter Jr. shooting threes. Get your fat ass there on the block, take the ball, and dunk it.
them.
That,
So I know a lot of people call Wendell Carter Jr. power forward in the center. They said
when they go the starting lineup at center, Wendell Carter Jr.
I was
Anthony
told
Davis is a better power forward, but he plays center.
right, right. I was about to say like they say Wendell Carter Jr. has a lot of Anthony Davis in him.
Just
He would be
about
power
half the
forward.
talent.
uh, that's interesting.
I finally found that video.
Oh, of the
Yes.
major leaguer with a metal bat.
Yes. It just took some time.
Oh, okay,
Who's the major leaguer?
Roman Anthony.
not familiar, but I'm not familiar with a lot of major league players right now.
Mm.
So, but since we're talking NBA, probably is now a good transition to the playoff picture of the NBA. So as it stands right now, the Magic are tied for 7th in the standings. They don't have a chance in hell of getting 6th, but they're tied for 7th. They're statistically just a little bit better than Atlanta, but they have 2 games with Atlanta left. If it ends right now, their first round matchups in the East would be Cleveland versus Atlanta, Boston versus Orlando, New York versus Milwaukee, and Indiana versus Detroit. And Detroit's got some fight in them.
They say Isaiah Stewart. Yeah.
If you had told me the other day, hey, there's going to be a fight in the Minnesota Detroit game, I would be like, okay, beef stew and Dante DiVincenzo. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about Isaiah Stewart is that, like, all right, so I was watching something and they were comparing him. They was like, is Isaiah Stewart the bad boy of the NBA? Like is he the poster child of, like, what separates him and Rasheed Wallace? Like Rasheed Wallace, he did
Talent.
more talking. Isaiah
Rashid
Stewart actually put hands on people.
Rashid Wallace has a better jumper.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But as far as personality wise, or let's say Isaiah Stewart and Charles Oakley,
Okay.
what's the difference between the two? And the thing, so from remembering watching Charles Oakley was more of a protector of his team. I didn't see him really go after people. It's like, hey, you go after Michael, I'm on your ass. If you go after Vince Carter when he was in Toronto, I'm on your ass. Like, he was the protector of the best player. Isaiah Stewart just gets into it with people.
Yeah. Someone said it best. You can have Isaiah Stewart on your team. You can have Ron Artest on your team. You can have Steven Jackson on your team. You cannot have Ron Artest and Steven Jackson on your team at the same time.
Right. Right. Right.
So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to what the playoffs will hold. I'm just hoping the Magic make the playoffs, because
Mhm.
honestly, if I had told you going into the season, okay, Bunker is going to get hurt, Franz is going to get hurt, Suggs is going to get hurt. The three of them will play a total of 6 games, and I said, hey, they're going to probably be the 7th seed, win 39, 40 games. I don't think any Magic fan would say, sure,
Yeah.
that's fine. So while it sucks because we had a lot of hopes for them, what they've gone through this season, it's a blessing in disguise. It's allowed younger players like Anthony Black, Goga, and Tristan Disover to really get reps, high quality reps. So,
Mhm.
so well,
Is uh uh Jet Howard still on the team too, right?
if he's not in the G League.
Yeah.
So from a sports perspective, that's all I got this week, guys.
Mhm.
You guys got anything?
Um, I was going to talk about the NFL, and they were um coming up with these. Well, first off, um, is it Bruce Haslett or Jim Haslett, the owner of the Browns?
Jim.
Yeah, Jim, right?
Yep.
Okay. Him finally admitting that he fucked up, which we all do that, but it's like he's like, okay, I think he kind of fucked up when we got John Watson. Oh no, you didn't kind of.
Yeah,
No, you
you
fucked that
did.
shit up,
You did.
bro. You fucked it up.
Although
So
it was interesting listening to him actually admit it.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
one thing you see these GMs kind of like go, yeah, we still believe in Deshaun. Draft his replacement.
yeah,
It's another for hear the owner go, y'all done fucked up.
yeah. Yeah, so that was eye opening. I said, "Oh, okay, he's coming clean." So yeah, him saying that, him saying hearing him say that is like kind of like, yeah, we already knew that, but you admitted to it. So I guess
Mhm.
you're trying to get ahead of it for some reason. But uh as far as Deshaun Watson himself, it's like is he the ultimate fall from grace? Like is he like top five or is he top 10?
For NFL players or just overall?
I want to say overall.
What about Tiger?
I think Tiger's top five.
Okay.
Tiger's top five. Um, there's another player that we're
Aaron Hernandez.
ooh. Aaron Hernandez could have been one of the top, well, could have been second and probably the best tight ends to ever play behind Gronk. In my opinion, I think Gronk has, but is he? Yeah, he's top five. He might be number one or two. But there's another. We're forgetting someone. We're forgetting someone. And it's right at the. I'm thinking of we're forgetting someone huge, and it was like the ultimate fall. I'm trying to think of who it is, but we're forgetting someone. I don't know. I don't know. Is it swimming? Is it track and field? But we're missing
You
someone.
thinking about Lance Armstrong?
Oh, Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong. He was the poster child.
Yeah, I will say, because because I am a great role model for my children. I let them watch movies they probably shouldn't have. I was watching Dodgeball with my 8-year-old. Okay, great movie, phenomenal movie. Probably not appropriate for an 8-year-old. I don't care. Um, and when the Lance Armstrong part came up, I'm like, oh, this didn't age well.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta say, between Lance Armstrong and another baseball player, probably well
Barry
we could
Bonds,
yep,
Roger
Barry
Clemens.
Bonds, Roger Clemens, Mark McGuire. But Mark McGuire kind of recovered a little bit. He's a coach, right? I think he's a coach now. He's a batting coach.
Sure. He's probably a coach for the Yankees right now.
Don't cheat using the substance. You can cheat with your
Where were these bats when I was growing up?
bat. Oh, had this bat, I wouldn't have to use the substance. But yeah, so I say at number one, as far as fall from grace, I gotta say it's a tie between baseball and Lance Armstrong. It's like 1A and 1B in my opinion. Because that because that what was it? That era in baseball when you had Bonds, you had Sosa, McGuire, Rafael Palmeiro, like the golden age of home runs, like that was amazing to watch. Then all of a sudden it's like, nope, all you guys cheated, right?
Well,
So
see,
it's your
here's the
baseball,
trick.
hmm
Everyone cheated.
right?
Okay, here's what people forget about that era of baseball. Everybody sees the home runs. They see McGuire and Sosa and Canseco in front of Congress saying, "I'm not here to talk about the past. I'm here to talk about the future." Yada yada yada. People forget that it was Clemens and it was other
hmm
pitchers that were juicing too.
Right,
So put them all in. I don't care.
right,
They were all on
right,
the even playing field because they were all cheating.
right,
And if everyone's doing the same thing, it's not cheating because everyone's doing the same goddamn thing.
right, exactly. But how special are since we shift into baseball really quickly? How special is Ken Griffey Jr., Randy
Most
Johnson,
most beautiful swing in baseball.
right? Never used. I mean, I've hear anything about them using any type of substance. Just pure baseball talent that we
Randy,
know of.
Randy
I
Johnson
mean,
was just a freak.
yeah, like man, that's something.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get BJ's attention because he's off doing something with his phone, whatever. So I
Interesting.
saw a thing on social media, Dorian. I will ask you first, and then I will go to BJ. I'll give him time to answer. If you could be with one fictional woman, who would it be?
Fictional.
Jesus Christ.
Fictional. All right. So fictional, I assume it's including movie characters from different
Movies,
movies.
TVs, video games.
All right. Um, I'm going to say I got a couple of them, but One is Nia Long character off of the movie. It's so oh man, I loved her in. Okay, so there's a movie that she's in called Best Man, and there's another movie she's in called Love Jones. So Nia Long in any movie, like whatever that character was, Nia Long's number one, right? And then I have to say, when I was okay, two more, right? Elizabeth Shue from Adventures in Babysitting, the part to where she posed, it shows her posing for Playboy. That one, and then the woman from Weird Science,
Kelly LeBrock.
Kelly LeBron. Oh my god, those would be my three.
BJ.
I feel like we missed the point of that exercise because you're just picking actresses in any role they're in, rather than one specific female character. So I don't think you got that question.
I know I got it. I got excited, man, but you're right.
Yeah, you did. I heard it. I heard it. Jeez, I don't know. That's a good question. Man, I don't even know. That's a tough question. What's your answer, Adam?
I've got a few because I'm a guy and I have a few. I'd say probably from video games, probably the new Laura Croft.
Ooh.
Um, Sarah Michelle Gellar in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And she'd kill me afterwards, but I don't care. The Selma Hayek character from Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay. I'm going with Jessica
Cool.
Rabbit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what y'all want to do. I didn't know I thought we were like living and breathing humans.
I said fictional. I started off fictional.
Yeah, but I thought I kept thinking like humans that were acting in fictional movies. Like, so I was like, okay. And then you said Laura Croft, and I was like, well, Jessica Rabbit's back on the table. So that's it.
Okay. See, this is what I do. I ask the hard questions here late at night.
I see.
All right. What about?
Is that your donut monitor going off?
Yeah, I need to eat something, but I got M&Ms off camera, so.
That's fucked up.
All right. I saw something someone posted up, and they were like, um, "Would you rather have? Okay, would you rather have $250,000 right now? Would you rather uh get free food?
For how
Would
long?
you? They didn't say how long. They said, would you get free food? They said, would you rather get? I'm assuming for a lifetime, but they said $250,000 right now, free food. Would you rather earn 55,000 a year, or would you rather get free gas? So I'll just take it in lifetime, I guess.
I mean, I'd rather get 250 now because, I mean, 55,000 in this country ain't gonna get you shit. At least 250,000, I can move out.
So free food or lifetime gas? You'd rather take the 250,000?
Exactly. You're gonna move out of the country.
You're gonna eat way more than $250,000 worth of food over the course of your life.
Fair.
I would think. I mean, what's realistic? $200 a week?
Let's do the math real quick.
Yeah.
$200 a week times 52 weeks. That's $10,000 a year.
Yeah, 25 years, $260,000. Give me the food. I'll figure the rest of the shit out. I don't want any great value shit. Like, give me the food. Give me the food.
I am not having the Save-A-Lot potted meat food product.
No spam. I need a roast.
No, so
Bring some
spam was
roast
one
and
level
chicken
above
wings.
that.
Oh
don't
shit,
know.
that's that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Spam
Potted
looks like
meat's
what
the
happens
most
if cans
disgusting
could take shits.
Yeah, I remember when I worked at Save-A-Lot, I would stock that. I'm like, people eat this shit?
Yeah. In Hawaii, they love the shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, God.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think I sent you guys that video. It was like a man on the street, and it was two hot women went, and they had a sandwich in their hands. Like, would you rather a lifetime of this sandwich, or I'm sorry, a year's worth of this sandwich, or a night with the two of us? And the guy went, let's see, I can have 365 roast beef sandwiches or two.
And then on top of that, you don't know if the two roast beef sandwiches you have is even good.
That I do know if you're asking that question, it's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of that, so there was a guy I read a story, and this guy he tapped into his 401k to pay a porn star, I think $150,000 to only have her for a weekend.
Dude, I'm a degenerate gambler. I'm not that much of a degenerate.
Her fucking jaw would be so goddamn sore if I pay you $100,000 for a weekend. Like, you have no idea. You have no idea. I will fucking stroke out getting my money's worth. I will stroke the fuck out, blow a whole vessel in my brain. I'll go dehydrated. I will need IVs. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, bitch!
Hey.
Don't go nowhere. Put the IVs in.
No.
Get my money's worth.
Shit, man, don't fall asleep. You know how you get woke up. You fucked back to life. You gotta be getting $100,000. Holy shit! There wouldn't be 1 inch of my body didn't have her tongue out for $100,000. Like I'm licking between my toes and shit. How'd you fucking mind? Everything
He gets
Dorian.
back up and lick my
Everything.
armpits.
Everything, Dorian. Even the parts that make black people uncomfortable. Everything. Every fucking thing. Every fucking thing. $100,000 for a weekend. Shit.
You be like,
Bitch, you better suck the food out from under my fingernails.
She goes, I got locked, y'all. I can't move my jaw.
Don't care.
That's fine. Just keep it open. Don't chop down. We're good to go. This is where you have to lay over and just hang your head over the other bed and just wait. Wait. Don't let that drool get in your nose. Out your fucking mind. $100,000.
No, 150,000. He paid him.
150. I'll have that bitch sucking farts. It'll be like human centipede. I'm gonna be eating chicken wings and farting out chicken wing gas. That's all I'm gonna do. Suck these farts. We'll make some money on this shit. Out your damn mind, $150,000.
Oh man.
She didn't have enough body parts to be worth $150,000. I'm trying $150,000 for a weekend. I need octopussy. I need some. You gotta have 8 of them. All of them feel different. Yeah, all of them feel different. Yeah. Fuck that. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh man.
You gotta be out your damn mind.
I said, man,
$150,000. The fuck is she doing? My taxes too? Taxes? Putting cabinets up? Sucking toes? Shit. $150,000 a week. You're in there wiping my ass. I'm not even wiping my ass this weekend. You're doing everything. Everything. And I'm eating nothing but chicken wings and beans. Get back there, the squeegee. Go on now.
Oh man. Yeah, that was wild when I read that also.
No, that was just stupid. That's what
Shit,
that
you'll be
was.
eating my boogers. You get them boogers. Go get them.
But that's the thing about certain people in porn, man. It has them doing shit out of their fucking mind. I'm like, I
I've
don't get
seen an unusual amount of porn, and there's been no point in my life where I was like, that vagina is worth $150,000
at all.
It might be if we said lock, stock, and barrel. Like I get to take it home forever. It might be worth $150,000. But like to rent it?
Is this in a rent to own situation?
Damn.
Real quick on the story. So there's this woman, and she's from Oakland, California, and she has a TikTok, and she talks about her past experiences as a prostitute, right? So she tells a story about this guy. She met him on a track. They call it the track, right? So she meets the guy. She said, "Hey, it's gonna cost you $50 for some head. It'll cost you $100 if you want both." He's like, "All right, I'll pay for both, right?"
Hold on a second. Adam's really white. Adam, do you know what the track is?
Is that like the trail?
Well, close. It's where the hose walk.
Okay, so it's
Right.
like
The
it's like
track-
Owens Bluffing Trail.
The
Okay.
track, yeah. Well, yeah, the track is where the hose walk. So anywhere the hose walk is the track.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I would see him as I went to work when I worked at SunTrust.
That's what I would say too.
So what happened is, so she said the guy was like, "Cool, like, just get in my car." So she said she gets in the car with him, and they went to an abandoned parking lot, right? So then he was like, so she said she started to like get ready and stuff to, I guess, to go down on him like that, and then he was like, "No." He said, "I need to do something first." She said, "What?" And he was like, "I want you to put your face in my ass." She was like, "First off, I don't do that. And two, you gotta pay me for that." He said, "I will pay you an extra, I think she said extra $200 you put my face in my ass." So then she was like, "All right, so instead of put my face in your ass, I mean face in your ass."
Is this the
What was-
greatest fart joke ever?
No,
Okay.
this is real life. Let me tell you what happened,
Okay.
right? So what happens is she was like, "Hey, like, I'm not gonna put my face in your ass, but I'll put my hand in there." And he was like, "All right, that'll do, right?" So she's like, she's thinking of, she's like, "Oh shit, I'm about to put my fucking fist in his ass." So she says when she's about to do it, another car came with the lights, and it was the cops. And she said like she was trying to pull it out, and it wouldn't come out, and the guy was like, "Boo, boo, 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 boo." So she pulled it out, and she said that she was gonna try to run, but the cop stopped her. And then she said the dude started crying. He's like, "I'm a minister. I didn't mean to do
Oh.
this.
Oh,
I don't want to
oh.
do everything." It was
Oh.
crazy. I can't think of her name. I'm gonna try to find it, send it to you guys. Someone has sent it to me, and it's like she has wild, crazy stories about her time when she was a prostitute. But she been through a lot. But that story in particular was
Of
hilarious.
dick.
She was just like, when she was going to put her fist in, she got in a little bit. That's when the cops came and pulled him. Arrested him. So
And why is it always ministers?
always ministers, man.
Repressed sexual feelings. That's why
I mean,
they fucking hold all their sexual feelings down, and then it comes out in a fisting. Fucking wear me like a bracelet. Jesus Christ. God damn. The Jesus button is in here. Golly.
That's wild, man.
Fisting in a car. This
In a
is,
car.
and first of all, for those of you who may not be in Florida or are new to Florida, if somebody in Florida says, "Put your face in my ass," if they aren't fresh out of the shower, do not put your face in their ass.
No.
There's no situation for 7 months out of the year that ass is faceable after being out of the shower for 10 minutes.
Okay. Again, if you're not from Florida, swamp ass is a thing.
That thing, it sweats instantly. And I'll tell you what, in the summer, sometimes it gets so bad you don't know whether you shit yourself or you're just sweating to death.
one time.
You shit yourself.
No. It's high school. All right, so I went to the field house at Leesboro High School. I was in 10th grade, and I remember Coach Bud O'Hara said he told one of the players look at us. He said, "Maybe if you get the swamp ass sludge out of your ass, you can move faster than block." I thought that was the most funniest shit in the world because the disgust on his face when he was talking to that player, because the player was moving slow. So I was just there like watching him practice. He was like, "Maybe you," he said, "God damn it, maybe you remove some of that swamp ass sludge out of your ass. You can get move and block some damn body." Hilarious. Just came back in my mind when you said swamp ass.
Those people laughing about the swamp ass don't know that shit's the real deal.
Yeah.
It's a real deal.
It's the real deal. People like wear powder. You're like, that works for a couple hours. Then now what?
And cotton is rotten.
Yeah, I don't wear any kind of cotton. I need to dry eventually, please. God damn. Damn. I need to dry eventually. Shit, I don't give a fuck if it releases microplastics into your drinking water or not. I need it to dry eventually. Kiss my ass.
Right.
It is. It holds the bacteria. It'll get funky.
Like
Some of those workout shirts too. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. A lot of those the dry fits, after a while, they get nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I found that worked on was adding white vinegar to laundry detergent.
Vinegar
Yeah,
works on a lot of stuff.
Vinegar does a great job. I like how we went from eating ass to Martha Stewart in like
It's
3 minutes.
we are well rounded.
So was that swamp ass that she was about to jam her face into. $200. Damn, we got some money related shit. No vagina being worth 150 and no swamp ass being worth 200.
No.
You're gonna go home and eat dinner and you're just gonna catch a whiff off your upper lip. You're just gonna catch a whiff of that swamp ass and it's gonna ruin your whole fucking dinner and you're gonna go right back in the shower.
Those are tacos you don't want to eat.
Yeah. Like what smells like shit? Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, just because you took a nap in the middle of the day doesn't mean you didn't do that. You did it. You don't get to forget that ever. Fucking swamp ass cheeks.
Welcome to Florida.
Picking
Please leave.
somebody up and telling them to stick my face in my ass. Stick your face in my ass.
Nasty work.
Yeah, I'm not even from around here. I've been sitting on it for an hour, so it's nice and steamed up for you. Fucking.
At least she was smart to say, I'm not put my face in, but I could do my hand. Fine, it'll work.
I eat with my
Fine.
hands. I don't know what y'all eat with. I use my hands to eat and drink.
She said she had to make that money.
Fucking cops show up. He freaks out, clamps down on her wrist. Bitch, you ain't going nowhere. Chinese finger trap. OBT's finger trap. The harder you pull, the worse it gets. I'll separate your shoulder over this.
I'm just curious because Dorian's search history is off. So this woman, was that the same woman that was $150,000 for a weekend?
No. Two totally.
Hell no. You see the difference in class?
Right.
You got some bitch parked on the side of OBT debating on whether or not to shove her face in an asshole, and you think the next weekend somebody's like, I'll give you 150 grand? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Be lucky to get a cheeseburger out of me.
No, the 150 was an actual porn star, an adult star, and then the fisting accident was a prostitute.
Damn. It's like porn stars get a pass. It's like, you're just whores that get checked regularly, so it's fine. Just because you can pass the test. Even though most STDs don't pop up for 30 days after you get them anyways. Good luck, bitch. I'm clean. Well, yeah, right now. This minute. Like, adds a minute of the test, yes. But that fucking ectoplasm is shooting through your veins right now. Fucking take Slimer out if you ever got it out of your fucking vein. Jesus Christ. God damn. Fucking, they probably just gloss over the fact they all have herpes. Like, oh my God, it came back that I'm positive for herpes. Yeah, we all got that. What about gonorrhea, syphilis, and AIDS? No, I'm good on that. Hey,
For now.
you're fine.
Why does it
As long
burn
as-
when I pee?
As long as we just keep fucking each other, we don't have to worry about the herpes outbreak.
Oh yeah.
The recent rash of them that are like, oh, I want a family. I just want my stuff off the internet. That's
No.
not how that works.
That's not how
That's
that
not
works.
how that works. Yeah. You don't get to suck your way to success and then pull the videos down. No. No. And don't post what day your wedding anniversary is, because I'm gonna do a tributary rub out on that day. Well, this show's done.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
this has been Sandlot Sports.